racing. That's when I was kicking ass and taking names in Azusa and Pipeline, and that's probably when I peaked was in 1985. It, I have two stories that I want to share throughout this conversation. The first one is that there's two closures, two losses in the BMX industry in 1985, and the first one I wanted to bring up was the closure of Voris Dixon VDC. You've heard of VDC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Voris VDC closed in 1985 amidst some money troubles. Obviously, as everything closes because of that. And
Right.
I had read one of an interview that BMX Plus or something had done with Boris, and he seems like a fascinating guy. I would love to talk to him one day. But we all know that Boris made parts for virtually everybody, for CW, for uh, oh my gosh, Free Agent. I mean, all kinds of different companies. And it turns out that I wasn't really very up on VDC, but when he
Right.
went out of business, this is kind of a funny story. Where in 1985, when he went out of business, he loaded up everything that was in the office and in the shop, and he loaded up and put it in a U-Haul truck and took it to Gary Turner's parking lot in Santa Ana. I believe it was
Yeah.
Santa Ana, and had a parking lot rummage sale in Gary Turner's parking lot, and sold whatever he could. Um,
Yeah.
I think it was a day or two that he had this rummage sale, and everything after that he couldn't sell, the jigs, the dies, the office furniture, whatever product that was left, he
Mhm.
had his secretary get the U-Haul, load up the U-Haul, and take the U-Haul to the dump. And he dumped everything that was left of the company uh,
Wow.
and threw it all away, man.
That's
Crazy
sad.
stuff, dude. So that's what happened in 1985. That I find is a fascinating story because he had mentioned in this interview that he did that he named the Changa after a hand truck that the warehouse members used to haul bikes around in the warehouse, and they called it the Changa. So he
Really.
named the bike the Changa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty funny.
That's
Pretty
really
funny.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can tell
yeah.
you one thing about 1985 that's not BMX related. That's pretty awesome. Back to the Future came out in
Oh, really?
85.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So like I saw that movie during this time period, obviously. And two things significant about that movie. One, it was awesome. It had a 1985 Toyota 4x4 SR5 in there. I still would drive that truck. And then it came to own it, and I was like, I love that truck. I was so infatuated with those Toyota 4x4s because of that movie. And that movie was I think it still holds up today. I think I watched it recently. Actually, I watched the first one, second one, third one. They're all on Netflix, I think. And I
uh,
was running through, and I'm like, God, these movies are still good. Like all these years later, 40 years later or whatever it is. I was like,
yeah,
God, it's incredible. So that's just a great year. I mean, in 1985, if you think about it, we had, BMX was awesome. There was great movies out. It was just a good time to be a teenager. And we
yeah.
didn't have we didn't have the
I
technology, that
yeah, yeah, yeah. I grew up in South Pasadena, California, and
yeah.
one of the Back to the Future houses is in South Paso. That's one of our
Knew you
that's
were
one
gonna
of
have
our
something cool to say. I knew it.
that's one of our local. We're proud of a bunch of different things in South Pasadena, but that's one of them.
Yeah.
The Halloween house was actually located in South Pass as well, and
Wow.
a whole host of different movie locations are located in South Pasadena. So the Back to I, one of the Back to the Future houses, I think it was, I don't know, one of the houses is located in South Pasadena. That's cool. So what do you got in the magazine, bro? What do we got going here?